All right. Hello everyone. Welcome to the GDSC Leads application info section. Before the section begins, please be reminded that this event will be streamed at YouTube and Facebook simultaneously. So please do not be hesitate to ask your question in the comment section. We will be answering all the questions at our best during the Q&A section later. In the meantime, sit back and relax as we will start the section now. Next slide. All right, we're happy to have before this previous one. All right, we are happy to have everyone on board with us tonight. I'm James Wong. You can call me anytime. Just kidding. You can call me James. I'm the current GDSC lead at University Technology Petronas, UTP, and I will be the moderator for tonight. We're happy to see everyone here. I believe most of you are interested to become the lead for the next tenure. All right, let me introduce to you the speakers for tonight. For information, this event is organized by 6 GDSC leads from different chapters in Malaysia. So we have 6 of us here tonight as the speaker to share the information that we know. So we have Vanessa from GDSC Monash University. We have Ziyi from GDSC UM. We have Sean from GDSC USM. We have Kelvin from GDSC APU and Intezer from GDSC IIUM. All right. Next slide. Before I pass the floor to the first speakers, let us have a look at the agenda tonight. First, we will have event opening, exactly what I'm doing now. Then we will introduce to you what GDSC and GDSC Lead is. After that is the benefit of being a GDSC Lead. Also, we will talk about the nominee system that we have. Then all the speakers will take turn to share you the past events and the experiences we have as the GDSC Lead. Before the Q&A section, we will talk about the future event. And for information, we are doing a series of events to talk about GDSC Lead application. And tonight is the first event in the series. All right, without further delay, I would like to pass the floor to Vanessa to introduce you about GDSC and GDSC Lead. Please welcome.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, James, for the introduction. For this session, we'll be going through an introduction to GDSC and what being a GDSC lead actually is. So I'm Vanessa. I'm the lead for GDSC MUM. So let's just go ahead and get started. So what is Google Developer Student Club? GDSC stands for Google Developer Student Club. And what is this club? What does it do? So GDSC actually provides students with the opportunity to grow knowledge on developer technologies and tech in general. And this is done through events and workshops done by this club, Google Developer Student Club, in your university or chapter or college. Next would be that it also provides students, allows students to gain relevant industry experience through problem solving for local organizations based on technology solutions that these students actually build. And not only that, it's also done through workshops, right, or events where we invite maybe industry, people from the industry to come give talks or share their knowledge with us. And next would be that GDSC helps students to showcase their prototypes and solutions to the local community and leaders. So what this means is that, for example, we have the Google Solutions Challenge that happens annually. So when students actually participate through Google Developer Student Club in this competition, they're able to build their solutions and showcase their prototypes to many people both in industry and the local community. Yeah, next. So here we actually have an introduction video on Google Developer Student Clubs and what the application to being a lead is like. So let's go ahead and watch it.
Google Developer Student Clubs train hundreds of thousands of university student developers globally while having fun getting to know other students at their school. Google selects students with strong leadership skills from across the globe once a year to start a club on their campus. These leads believe knowledge is power and that technology can do extraordinary things for the world. They take on the responsibility to help students learn and empower each other to solve real problems around them. Students can participate in the annual Solution Challenge by Google developers to solve for one of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Join us in building a global community for students in technology.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so that was the video. At the end of the video, you can see that there's a link to all the information about GDSC Leads. Later on, we'll be sharing that side of the application and how you can do that later on. But moving on, what GDSC can actually do is that we can help make an impact. This impact can either be big or small. So for example, in the Southeast Asian region for GDSC chapters in 2021, we actually had 146 chapters meaning the club in a university. So for example, GDSC Monash Malaysia is one chapter. So we actually had 146 chapters in Southeast Asian region with 64 cities, 63K devs reached, and also 1,029 plus events that actually happened in 2021. So that's actually amazing because all these events and workshops and reach that we're doing is impacting the student global communities in Southeast Asia that we see. And it's not just Southeast Asia that's it's happening. It's also happening in Europe, America, in other countries and parts of the world. So that's how we make an impact. Next, we learn along the way. So being in a Google Developer Student Club and being a lead for a GDSC, of course, you guys will face challenges of being in a club and what it means to make an impact in the community. So of course, we would learn along the way. You would learn leadership. You would learn how to have good teamwork. You'll learn, and most importantly, you'll grow your technology skills and knowledge. Next, we also help students build projects. So for clubs, GDSC, what we do is that we provide workshops, we provide information, we provide help and support to our club members to help to build their own projects or to at least explore ways and technologies on how to build some of these solutions and projects. Yeah. Next. So overall, GDSC is here to help students realize their vision. This vision can be anything. For example, if they want to build an app for some problem they want to solve in their school, or if they want to join a hackathon, or if they want to participate in some kind of open source project, GDSC will be here to help students realize their vision by giving opportunities, by giving workshops and events that they can prepare themselves to go forward with their vision. Yeah, next. So what exactly is a GDSC lead? This, from the word lead itself, you guys will probably know that it's just a leader of this Google Developer Student Club, right? So yeah, GDSC lead is a passionate leader at a university who is dedicated to helping the students in that university and helping their peers learn and connect to the club. So what this means is that they are giving the opportunity for the club as a whole to connect with each other. So it's kind of like community, building a community within your university for this purpose. And next, Google actually collaborates with leads and supports the leads as they grow their chapter and their events on campus. Next, leads have to go through an application and selection process. Again, this will be done this will be covered later on by the other speakers here today. Next. So who can be a GDSC lead? So this is a question, right? What kind of criteria do I need to have to be a lead of a Google Developer Student Club? So one is that you have to have a minimum of 1 year left to your graduation. So if you are in your, let's say you only have 6 months left, you would be ineligible to be a GDSC lead. So next would be that you would have to be enrolled in an undergraduate or graduate program at your college or university, and you have to commit to this program for 1 year. You can't take a break. You shouldn't. So if you feel like you cannot commit to being a GDSC lead for 1 year, then you might have to think about it again. Next is passionate about creating impact in the community. This goes without saying. As a club leader, right, you would need to have that kind of vision and motivation to want to help students to create impact in your student community. Next is that you would also be expected to have strong technical understanding of computer programming or software engineering. So this means that you at least should have like a very good foundational knowledge of all these technical understanding of computer programming and software engineering. So you need to make sure that you have that kind of foundation before you become a lead for a student developer club. Yeah. So next we move on to why you might want to be a GDSC lead. So this will be covered in the next section for the benefits of being a GDSC lead. So I'll pass this back to James.
All right, thank you, Vanessa, for the informative introduction to GDSC and GDSC Lead. Now, by knowing that GDSC is a great community, and I guess you might be wonder if you become a GDSC and lead a community, what are the benefits for you? Or maybe you are thinking about what you can do for this community, or what you can do for the club in your universities. So now I would like to welcome Kelvin to talk about the benefits of being a GDSC lead. Please welcome.
Hi, I'm Calvin Valian from GDSC Asia Pacific University. So regarding the benefits of being a lead, next slide please. Okay, so one is the professional and networking growth. So you will gain access to the largest community of developer. You will gain new skills, both hard skills, but particularly the soft skills, from creating and fostering and leading community and your events. And you will also getting some training and invitations exclusive to leads only event organized by the Google teams. Next slide, please. Okay. In terms of hard skills and support, as lead, you will gain access to like lead only materials in a lead only platform containing mostly materials for Google product. This will help you prepare the content for your event. And support from Google Regional. So our regional is of course the Google Malaysia. You can request some swags and funds for like the event winner or something. Although like for this one, I think majority of us haven't tried it, but you can try request some funds and swags for your event. And other, you can also request for support, like some access to like platform like Google Workspace, StreamYard, and more for connecting for your event. Next slide. Lastly is the swag. There are multiple swags by being a lead. The onboarding swag from the Google Malaysia. One of the swag is the t-shirt that I'm wearing now, so this blue shirt. And also some target swag for if you manage to achieve like a certain target. And graduation swag. So this one, we have not received it. But yeah, they said it will be directly shipped from Google Seattle. So that is very interesting. Okay, so that's sort of the main benefits of being a lead. Of course, there is like a lot of other benefits such as the experience, the fun, and yeah, more benefits waiting for you here at GDSC. So that's it from me for the benefit of being a GDSC lead. Pass it back to James.
All right, thank you, Kelvin, for the great presentation on the benefits. I like the swag a lot, I have to admit. So these are all the benefits and support you can expect from being a GDSC lead. All right, so the next agenda is talking about the nomination system. Yeah, so let us welcome Ziyi to talk about the topic.
All right, thanks, James. So, hi, I'm G, and I'm a GDSC lead from GDSC University of Malaya. And let me tell you about the nomination system for the GDSC leads application. So, all of the current GDSC leads will be given a nomination code, and they will pass the code to students who they think are capable of taking up this role. And for every chapter, there could only be 3 nominees. And by being a nominee, you will be highly likely to be selected as the next lead because Google trusts us to be nominating someone who we trust who will continue letting the club thrive. And you're also encouraged to ask for help from your GDSC lead to prepare you for your application, like sharing with you some tips and tricks, and also guide you on board after you have been selected. And lastly, I'd like to talk about a special case. So if you want to establish a new GDSC, meaning that you're from a university without GDSC, or there used to be a GDSC but it went inactive for a year or more, then you will not be needing a nomination code because it is used within the chapter. However, you can still approach any one of us and we can have a conversation to understand you. And if you think that you are a really good candidate, then we can recommend you to our community manager at Google. So that is all about nomination system, and I'll pass the floor back to James.
All right. Thank you, Ziyi, for the explanation on the nomination system. So yeah, this is the GDSC chapter that involved in these events. So we have 5 chapter here. So all right. Next, let us talk about the experience, the personal experience, and the past event that we have. So I would like to remind again before we go into the next agenda, if you are from other universities that do not have GDSC yet, please feel free to reach out to us through social medias, and we will be more than happy to guide you through the application process. All right. Next, I would like to welcome Vanessa to share her past events and experience as the GDSC lead. Please welcome.
Thank you, James. Thank you, Ziyi, for the previous session. So you guys have met me previously. So just to reintroduce, I am the GDSC lead for Monash University Malaysia's chapter. So I'll be sharing a little bit of what I have done and what my team has done as in GDSC. Yeah. So about my chapter. So my chapter has a core team of 19 people and 200 club members. So what we aim as GDSC MUM is that we aim to build a student community which enables the students to have the capability to make change and have a significant impact in any cause they choose to be a part of. Yeah. So next, we can see this is a picture of our core team this year. We actually had most of our meetings actually online because of the COVID situation. And we had our first team meeting in some cafe to eat lunch. So we've been actually planning online for 6 to 7 months before actually meeting. But I'm sure for you guys as future GDSC leads, the situation would be better. You guys would probably be able to meet your core teams in person for the first time, for the first meet that you guys have. So yeah, let's move on to the past events that my chapter has done. So we've done a lot of Google-related events as well as non-Google technology-related. So for example, we actually had a tech talk on UI UX design and backend as a service versus using your own backend API. This was done in collaboration with Bukit Vista, which is a hospitality service company and startup from Indonesia. Next, we had the Solutions Challenge workshops, where we prepared a series of workshops to prepare students who are participating in the Solution Challenge. But students who weren't participating in the challenge could also join, of course. And next, we had a GDSC Community Night. So this is the night where we actually just got together as a community and played some games just to have a fun night during the semester. And next, we have the Google Info Week. So this is an initiative on social media that we did to where every week we kind of roll out some information about Google technology. For example, what are some front-end Google technology that we could use for our apps or website or web applications. So that is Google Info Week. Next is, these are the other events. So these are all the events listed for our Solution Challenge workshops. So we did do a workshop on Dart, Introduction to Dart, another one on app development with Flutter, and another one for a cloud study jam where we introduced Google Cloud. Next would be Android Study Jam, where we just did 2 sessions for Android application development with Kotlin. And then at the end, we had the design day for which is a short design sprint for students to get to design their solutions for the solution challenge. Yeah. So the next type of event that we did was collaborations. So as a GDSC lead in the future, you will be able to actually meet the many people, many other GDSC leads around you. For example, in this event right now, we're a collaboration of 6 other GDSC leads. So likewise, we actually held a few other collaborations. For example, the Solution Challenge info session, or our very first info session on what it means to be a part of a GDSC and how students could benefit from being in GDSC. Yeah. Next. So those were the previous events of what I did, but what I personally experienced as a lead, number 1 is networking. As a GDSC lead, you'll be part of a very large developer community and network. You'd be introduced to so many Slack channels, Discord groups, connections via LinkedIn, and this will really, really help you both in your career and your personal development as you get to meet other people. So personally, that was what I felt really helped me as a student, as a computer science student. Yeah. And next would be management and leadership skills. So of course, when you're leading a core team and when you're planning for events, you would definitely need to improve or work on your management and leadership skills. So definitely being a GDSC lead has pushed me in this aspect to be better, to serve the community better. Next would be, I felt that, I executed and planned initiatives and events that I wouldn't have been able to if I weren't a GDSC lead. So this actually brought me a lot of fulfillment, and I felt that I was able to impact on the student community at Monash, which is my university. And yeah, and at the end, I also was able to improve my technical skills as a GDSC lead. So actually here is a quick scan to my chapter's link tree. You can go ahead and scan it. And also this is my email. You can use, you can contact me in any way if you want to ask any questions about my chapter or what it takes to be a GDSC lead, or if you want any help. Yeah. So to end it off, I'll end it with a quote. Believing in yourself is the first secret to success. Of course, without that confidence, without the confidence that you have in yourself, you wouldn't be able to perform as well. And so if you have any doubts about being GDSC lead, it's okay. You can always try to believe in yourself first. Even if you feel like you're not technically good at it, at tech, or if you feel like you're not a good leader, just believe in yourself first, because the learning will come after. So if you could always learn and build on your skills later, but you first believe in yourself. Yeah. And again, you could feel free to contact me if you have any questions, or if you want to have a conversation with me so that I can give you my nomination for the application for any Monash students that are here. Yeah, feel free to just contact me. Yeah, so that's it for my experience sharing, and I'll pass it back to James. Hope that was helpful.
All right. Thank you, Vanessa, for such an inspiring sharing. I always love to hear GDSC have made such great impact or new as well as the tech lover community in Monash University. All right, now I would like to pass the floor to Ziyi to share her past experience and the past event as the GDSC lead.
All right, thank you, James, again. And before I start, so here's a shout out to my amazing core team consisting of 30 people. Thanks for making all these events successful. And let me start by sharing with you the events that GDSC has done. So we have 2 info sessions. And info session is to spread awareness about something. So the first one is to introduce the 21-22 timeline of the club, and another is to brief about the Google Solution Challenge, which is an international annual hackathon organized by Google. And we've also done a few talks regarding Git, GitHub, and GitKraken, student freelancing, deep learning, and podcast. And there are also a workshop named Design Day to prepare the students for Solution Challenge, the competition I mentioned just now. And then there's 30 Days of Google Cloud. It is an event that provides code for the participants to access the labs and quests on Google Cloud Skills Boost website for free, which usually cost. And we have also done a series of workshops on Android, in total 6 sessions, to guide the participants to build a diary app from scratch using technologies like Android, Firebase, and TensorFlow Lite. And then we have a competition for them to submit their modified application and to assist their application application development process. There is a mentorship program. And lastly, the series ends with the internal award ceremony with 4 winners for 4 different categories. And lastly, there is another series of workshops on machine learning that involves both theory and coding practices, and it covers some basic concepts such as Python libraries, scikit-learn, neural networks, and TensorFlow. So if you have missed out our past events, you can still find the recordings on our YouTube channel. And on the right-hand side is a QR code of our Linktree, and the Linktree will brings you to all of our social media platforms and also all of the registration forms of the current events that we are having. Right. The QR code will be on the right bottom corner of every slide, so take your time to scan it. And next out, I want to share with you what I've gained or learned as a GDSC lead to encourage you to apply for it. So first of all, I've learned a whole lot about soft and technical skills by immersing myself in the Google developer community. And by being in the community, my network has been widened, and surrounding myself with these people, I was given so much opportunities to learn. And because in the process of working with different people, I can always discover the strengths that people possess that I don't. And I'd say, like a treasure hunter, I go around and pick out the skills that I think will be helpful for me. And I've worked with different GDSC leads and core team members across Malaysia, and I'm always amazed by how capable they are in performing their tasks in fields that they are good at. And for example, this thing happened recently that I was inspired by one of the member of a GDSC Malaysia core team, and he has this mindset that whenever he wants to do a thing, he will pause and think, is there an alternative way to carry out this task more efficiently so that the next time when he wants to do the same thing, he can complete it quicker. And I think this kind of mindset resonates with the idea of competitive programming, if you know it. And it is really inspiring. It is just a very small thing, but when you work with different people a lot, you can pick up these little things along the way. And I've also worked with some other Google developer communities like GDG, Google Developer Group, the Google Business Group, Women Tech Makers, and so on. And they are people from the workforce with a passion in community building. And they are so much more experienced than the student developers in many different fields. In terms of event organizing, they often have larger events, in terms of working experience, they often are more specialized. So working with them, I've learned to communicate in a more professional manner, and how to interact and show appreciation and respect for my collaborators, and learn to schedule things more efficiently, etc. And besides being able to secretly learn from them, you will really be making friends with them, hanging out, eating, joining competitions together, study together, and maybe even working for a startup together in the future. And more importantly, being a part of them pushes me to break my limits. Imagine you have 3 GDS events ongoing while having exams for your university courses. I think this kind of incidents happen to a lot of the GDSC leads. You have to multitask. So you might find this a reason to be inactive in such community events, but I don't think so, because you think so most probably because you are cramping everything together so that there's no time for you to cope with them. But to be honest, I find this challenge as an opportunity to learn to be a more effective person. And this really pushes me to learn to be more productive. And another thing that I appreciate a lot is that being in this community has provided me a lot of opportunities to do public speaking. And it starts with meeting my core team, meetings with other leads, and our Google community manager, and then to info session in which I introduced the club on an live event, until to being a MC for a physical event at a event. Yeah. And public speaking, to be honest, is not a skill that I possessed previously, and I know that I'm still not doing this very well, but I love challenging myself. And yeah, I'll say that being in this community has helped me to develop myself a lot. And lastly, I would say that just be brave to pursue what you want, because being brave is so important to push yourself past your fears. And if you want to apply but you are doubting yourself, you are unsure if you should make the move or not, I'm happy to have a chat with you. And together we can discover your strengths and weaknesses, and maybe I can share with you my personal experience. So you can contact me at my email address or LinkedIn, and I'll always be there. And with that, see you in the future Google community events, hopefully. And I'll pass the floor back to James.
All right, thank you, Ziyi, for such an inspiring story and the sharing as well. I appreciate the advices. Yeah, I think that's very helpful even for me. So I hope that is a fruitful experience for you as a lead. It's always nice to see all the events that GDSC organize, as well as the connection that you gain as the GDSC lead. All right, without other delay, I would like to pass the floor to Sean to share his past experience as the lead. Please welcome.
Okay, so thanks James and C for a wonderful introduction. And also like shout out to Vanessa, like you guys have done a wonderful events which I feel a bit shameful, but which I didn't manage to do as many events as you guys. But yeah, I believe my chapter also as wonderful as well. So next slide, I will introduce my core team members. So we are the team consisted of 31 core team members, which mainly is about the computer science student from year 1 and year 2. And in total, we have 500 club members with across all the different universities, not only in USM. Everyone who have passionate in Google technology are feel free to join our community. That's why we have reached such a numbers. And what is our goal? Which is we want to impact the students and empower them to impact their community through technologies. So next slide is the screenshot of my core teams and mine, which is definitely a fruity meeting with them during that time. Just only thing that I feel a bit disappointed is it is virtual meetings. I can't meet them in physical yet. I really, really, really want to meet all of them. I think one of them, my member is here. I think Michelle and Mahmoud. Yeah, they are here. Though they know the feeling like how I longing to meet all of you in physically, not only just through the virtual screen. And next, I will introduce you guys what is our past event. So although it's not as many as what Monash and UM did, but I believe our event also still as impactful as well. So we have total in three, which is the solution challenge info section, which with the is like introduce what is solution challenge to all our community and encourage them to join, which is kind of like the hackathon for Google. And next, we also have the career, take your first step towards a career tech career with GDSC, which is also like collaborative events with 5 different universities, which is also very fruity experience. And last but not the least is our first ever workshop for our batch, which is the Flutter Festival, which will introduce the fundamental of Dart and Flutter to all our community. And we also have built a one mini project called Calculators using Flutter. Yes, and I do learn a lot from my team. And shout out to my core team members who have did this event very successful. Okay, next, I will talk about achievement. Yeah, we do believe workshop and some sharing section, or even like the what Vanessa have done is the what we call that the community nice that is also important. But we also like focus on our community achievement, like what we can do and achieve outside the school or even outside our community. So we have 3 members that achieve excellent works, which starting from the Feng Lingzhen and Lu Wei-en, which also are our core team members, which have recently just won the best USM award from the Varsity Hackathon, which aka VHack from USM 2022. So yeah, a big shout out to them. Although they are just first year, but they have managed to secure this award. Next is also shout out to my colleague Michelle Law. I think she is here as well. If you are here, you can feel free to voice out. She has been selected as one of the mentee as a Micron Global Women Mentorship Program. Yes, that's incredible achievement that I think not many people will achieve this. And also, just like I myself a bit, I also like thanks to my teammates who have helped me to secure like the top 5 and the Programming League National 2022 open category. So yeah, we do appreciate like all our core team member to join the competition, a hackathon, competitive programming competition, so on and so forth, to prove that we are not only capable in academic, we are not only study, but we can prove our skills outside the world and even in the real world situations. So next, I will talk about my personal experience, like what did I gain as a lead. Next slide. So first and foremost, I definitely learned many Google technology through the technical workshop, which done by internally or the workshop that has been introduced or given by the Google itself. Yes, this is also one of the, I would say, the benefit as a GDSC lead, that we will have a lot of resources that provided by Google for you to empower yourself with the latest technology like Flutter, TensorFlow, Firebase, so on and so forth. Next is I also learned about the team building, which personally I think is the hardest part. Like I need to manage and interact with the team and also know what is their problem, how should I overcome it, and how should I connect them with each other. I personally say this is the hardest part because I'm still having with them. I every like attraction or any team building we are just done in virtually, which just through a Google Meet or just a Zoom Meet. So yeah, it's definitely a harsh time for me to manage as I'm not experienced in this like team building these soft skills. I need a lot of help from others like my colleague, my core team members, even my ex lead or even our advisor to help me and advise me like how can I to make me better to like handling this issue. But fortunately, with the help of everyone, I can like make a better team building. Next is about the connection that I made, which I think this is the very best part about GDSC lead or involved in Google community, which I have met a lot of people, not only in USM, which is out of USM or even out of Malaysia. As you can see on the left hand side, which is my first ever physical Google event at how in Georgetown last year, and I meet like 3 others GDSC leads, and I share a lot of experience with them, and I learn from them a lot, like how they handle their team, what they want to achieve, why they join, so on and so forth. I also have meet some Google related person, or I will call it Google developer expert or Google community, which in GDG or GDE, they also were people from the workforce, which definitely is a rare chance for me to meet someone in the workforce as a student. That is definitely a best chance for me. Like I can know what exactly is happening and required in the current workforce, and what should I improve as a developer. And also, I have met a lot of GDSC leads, like what we're doing now is a collaborative event. So I learned a lot from them as well. Like I know their strength, know their weakness, and I learned a lot about them. And also shout out to my core team as well. I learned a lot of things on that from them. I won't say I'm better than them just because I'm the lead. In fact, every one of them are better than me. I can guarantee to say that. Everyone in my core team is better than me. So without them, I don't think I can achieve such a good achievement. Yeah, that's definitely the best thing about connection. So to sum up everything, next slide. I will just one quote to all the potential GDSC outside there, or whether you are planning to apply or you are still hesitate want to apply. It takes an idiot to do something cool. That's why it is cool. So not afraid that you want to do something that sound ridiculous or sound impossible. Just do it. In GDSC, I can make my dream come true. I can do something really sounds ridiculous, and I can achieve it with the help of everyone because all of us believe that just it is something possible, not just because it's big, but you are there to dream and willing to move towards with it. So feel free to contact me if you want to make something cool within the Google community. My email is there. Feel free to contact me if you want to share your experience or you need my opinion by how to be a GDS lead, or you just want to simply know how to involve in Google technology. Yeah, and next is our social media. Yeah, feel free to scan it to follow us to know more about us, GDSC USM. That we will share our events or even our Discord group, which mainly our communication platform. So if anything you want to know more about GDSC USM, just scan it and follow us. And next is, yeah, that's all sharing from me. Thank you very much and stay safe. And back to James. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Sean, for the such a motivational sharing. And I'd like to say congratulations. It's proud even for me to know that GDSC core team members' achievement in the hackathon or in another events. And yes, Sean also mentioned about the network and the connection we have as the lead. All right. Now I would like to pass the floor to Kelvin to share his past experience and the past events as the lead. Please welcome.
Hi, it's me again. My name is Calvin Falian. I'm a computer science student from Asia Pacific University. Next slide, please. Okay, so the overview of my chapter. We are managed by the APU Student Developer Society. We have 14 core team members, and we have 175 plus club members. Our aim is to teach students about industry-related technology and also to support students in their programming journey. Next slide. All right. In our past events, in January, we do the introduction to Git workshop. In March, we do the introduction to Flutter workshop. This is as part of the Flutter Festival. In this workshop, we also covers for fundamentals of Dart. So it's a very long event lasting like 3.5 hours. And also to complete our Flutter series, in early of May, we are planning to conduct our intermediate Flutter workshop. Next slide, please. Okay, so this is our social media, Facebook at APUSDS and Instagram at dsc.apu. Do follow us if you wish to get updated on our latest activities. Okay, so my experience by being a lead, it's a very great experience. I get to connect with new friends and community, especially with the tech-oriented GDSC community. I get to learn new stuff, and it is also very fun to manage the event. It sort of gives you some feeling of achievement when the event is done. And yeah, so overall, it's a very neat and very nice experience by being a GDSC lead. Okay, that's it from me. Pass it back to James.
All right. Thank you, Kelvin, for the sharing. It is great to know another GDSC lead share the same mission as me, which is to teach the students about the industry required technology and prepare the student to be ready for the industry. So that is actually what we do. Like basically, we build a community for the students who love technology and teach them. And this community is for them to teach each other and learn from each other. All right. So now I would like to pass the floor to Intezer to share his past experience and past events as a lead. Please welcome.
Thanks, James. So I am Intisar Ahmed Imon. I am the GDSC Lead from International Islamic University, Malaysia. I'm studying in computer science. So about us is so our GDSC chapter is started at 2019, and due to pandemic, we actually couldn't host that much events. But in 2020, we tried to host some events and bring some core members. So our core members are in total 16 people, and we have gained like 250 club members. And yeah, I before I got the chance of being a lead, I have received a lot of questions about from the community about like to host events like for all kind of people, like people in general, like people who are from not from tech. So yeah, our goal is to reach them all equally and make them curious about the tech. Next slide, please. So we have hosted a few events. The past events, as you can see, the first one is getting started with Jetpack Compose. So it is a technology by Google that enables you to build apps in Android. And we have also hosted events in introduction to WordPress. That WordPress, actually, that was the most requested event from the community. Like everyone wants to like build a website with some few equipments. So WordPress actually enables you to do that. And we have like model viewer, that's also Google technology, and that enables you to play 3D animation and view 3D models in web browser. We have also the common one, introduction to Git and GitHub. And yeah, there is solution challenge info sessions also. So yeah, and another than that, we have also actually hosted Gartic Phone, which is a non-tech event, but it was a game night. So we actually twice a week host Gartic Phone events uh, to engage with our community and overall community at all, Discord community. Yeah, next slide, please. So as the previous lead says that learn interesting new emerging technology, being a lead is the main is one of the main, I mean, privilege you can say to have. And obviously meeting new people every day, I mean, being a lead, you have to deal with all kinds of people. You have to make them curious, and you have to patience enough to answer all of their questions. And that makes you more personally more uh, I can say developed to speak with people. So yeah, that also enables you to do better in public speaking. So basically when you're a lead, that enables you to enables your public speaking skills to skyrockets. So that's the one of the main thing happened to me. I mean, I was pretty much scared of public speaking, but after being a lead and hosted several events, it's actually got easier for me. And the last thing is managing the community totally online was one of the I mean, technically challenged thing I ever faced, because managing the whole community, like we use the social media platform as Discord. So managing the whole community in Discord and engaging with them is one of the main challenge that I have faced. But it also enables you to grow as a lead and interacts with people, gives you an ability to interact with people. Next slide. Yeah, done. Thanks everyone.
All right. Thank you, Intezer, for the motivational sharing. I'm glad to hear what you have experienced as the lead. All right. Now obviously it is my turn to share my experience. Next. Okay. All right. Let me introduce myself again. I am James, the lead for GDSC UTP. I'm an electrical and electronic engineering student. So for our club, we have 6 core team members and 58 club committees member. So our structure might be a bit different as we have several departments and each department is led by one core team member. So there is like 3 layers, the lead, the core team member, and then the departments. So we have 175 community members in our club. So our aims is to introduce the Google technology and create a community for tech lovers. Through this community, we learn and teach each other by organizing talks, workshop, and other events. All right, next. All right. So talking about my past events, this is I can say it's my favorite. This is our podcast series. We will do it once every semester, depending on our schedule. So what we do is basically we invite the people that works in the technology industry as the guests, and we will have the host to discuss with them a certain topic in the podcast. So as you can see here, we have the podcast talk about the roles of AI in renewable technology. And then another one is me myself talking about my journey as the lead. And then we also, this done by previous lead. Yeah, but and another thing is the podcast series is kind of like my first event when I'm not a lead yet. I'm still a committee members. So podcast series is led by me lah. So yeah. So another event we have is we have a talk with the community manager. So this is our previous community manager, and then another one is we talk about data analytic. Yeah, the waiting is a bit small. So okay, our next type of event we do is talks and workshops. So last year, we organized several workshops. First one is we do Google Data Studio. So this is the workshop organized by us. The speaker is actually one of my ex lead. He is also the lead for GDSC previously. So another one we have the workshop with one of the GDE member. This is Wei Yuan Liu from Singapore. So we talk about Google Cloud, and then another one is we do a talk on the Google Simplify search. So actually, there are a lot of tips and tricks when we use Google search. So the speakers share with us some of the tips. And then another one we have AutoCode. AutoCode is a competition in coding. So next slide. Oh and then this is AutoCode. Another one we do info section. So every year we will do info section for solution challenge. So this year, similarly, we do one, and then also we do one like solution challenge info section for the solution challenge last year. Okay, next. All right. Apart from we do events like online or we do event physically, we also do event using the social media. So this is also what I love is the fun fact series. So previously we just do some fun facts about Google. So yeah, I think some of the fun facts really really nice. Okay, next. All right, so this is my experience as a lead. So in short, to become a lead, it worth all the hard work that you put into the club. So what I mean is, since I'm not, for your information, I'm not an IT or CS student, means that I'm not come from a tech background. Yeah, because I'm doing electrical and electronics engineering in my uni. So what makes me like have the courage to take this club is because yeah, obviously the love for technology lah. And then I also understand like if any one of you is not coming from a tech background, I understand the uncertainty or I understand your questions lah. If you can really make a good lead, so no worries because as long as you know some of the fundamental things, and I think the most important thing is you have the passion to lead a club or to manage communities, then you will become a good lead, I believe lah. So another one is I meet a lot of great people. I think this point have been mentioned by every of the lead here. Yeah, so obviously meet a lot of great people. It is not as simple as it is shows here. It is like because for now we meet people basically is through online, right? So GDSC lead or GDSC as a whole, they give us the connection of or the opportunity to meet people around Malaysia. Like right now, we meet people from like around the Malaysia, or sometimes we have networking section with other leads around the world. Yeah, and then throughout this whole journey, I learned how to communicate with people. Like especially when you meet new people, right? You have to introduce yourself. You have to find something to talk with the people. So yeah, that is a very interesting technique um, that I discover lah as a lead because I have to talk to a lot of people that I don't know before. So the third point is step out of my comfort zone. So this is related to me myself lah because as I said, I'm not a student coming from technology background, and I am very limited in technical skills lah. I am more like a community guys where I think I'm more like I like to talk to people. I like to take the mic, to talk. So this really step out from my comfort zone as I learn a lot of things throughout this journey. How to manage a club, how to manage the relation with the club members, or even how you talk. There is different way that you talk. Even sounds like the same, but eventually the impact that you make is very different. So become a league makes me it's like I will be more considering other people feeling love when I'm talking. So yeah, this is what I learned. So last but not least is learn how to become a leader. This one is a bit cliche lah, but also important things in my journey. How to become a leader is not just you giving instruction to your members. It's not just you talking in front of the people. It's more like how you understand the situation of your club, how you understand the hardship of other people going through, and how you approach them. Yeah, I think if I want to talk about leadership, I will talk all day until tomorrow morning. So this is, in short, what I learned as the lead, what I experienced as a lead. So yeah, here I want to give a shout out to my core team member and my club member also, because I wouldn't be able to have all this, achievement or all this experience without you guys. All right, so thank you. That is all from me for the past experience and the past events. Right now, I would like to invite Sean and Kelvin to introduce you the future events of GDSC Malaysia for Leads application sharing section. All right, Sean and Kelvin, please welcome.
Thank you, James, for a wonderful speech. Yeah, I love your speech. I also keep listening. I forgot the time. Okay, never mind. Let's just start now. So next slide. So before we introduce what's the future events, I will briefly go through how is the GDSC Lead application flow looks like. So the GDSC Lead application for batch 2022 and 2023 will be started at the 1st April. Yeah, although it sounds like April Fool, but it's not April Fool. It exactly happened at the 1st April. And then the deadline for the application will be 15 May, which you have roughly 1 month. Yeah, roughly 1 month to prepare all the application, like the essay, the video, so on and so forth. And after you pass the first part or first section, you will have your interview section around June and July. Yeah, it probably takes 1 or 2 months, but definitely will be in that period. And you will be officially onboarded as GDS lead on August. Yeah, so your batch will be officially started at August 2022. This is how the application flow will looks like. It might sound complicated, but this is how the flow looks like. Okay, so next slide. So you might be wondering, there's a lot of things that I need to prepare. Like maybe question yourself, I don't have a tech skill as all the GDS mentioned just now, like TensorFlow, Flutter, a Dart, so on and so forth, Firebase. You don't even know what you're talking about. Or this, you have never been a lead before. You are don't even be what we call that, a leader before. So you're afraid, you have lack of experience. You're afraid of anything. That's why you don't know how to start and you don't know how to prepare. But don't worry, we GDSC Malaysia got your back, and we understand your feeling, as all of us have went through this before. That's why we are here today, introduce this event, prepare you for the GDSC Lead applications. So next, I will pass to Kelvin to introduce you what will happen for our next event. So Kelvin, pass the floor to you.
Okay, so as mentioned, this info session is like a first of string of events. So there are 2 more events with 5 more topics. Next Saturday, in the 30th of April, first session is Sean and me. We'll talk about acing the GDSC application. We'll help you to prepare for your lab application, and this talk will also discuss each aspect of the application process. Second session is C session. We'll talk about know your community and team building. The talk will talk about the importance of understanding the role of GDSC lead in the community, and also to guide you through the core team building process. Okay, so and the next Saturday, so in the 7th of May, the first session, James will talk about technical skills. This will cover for technical skills that are recommended to be learned as a GDSC lead, and also where you can learn them. Second session is Vanessa session. We'll talk about career preparation. So this covers for career development, how to prepare for your portfolios and choosing for your side project, and also the networking guide, particularly on how to network with the Google community. And the third session is integer session. We'll talk about the public speaking skills as a GDSC lead. This will covers for public speaking guide and how his experience as a GDSC lead affect his public speaking skills and his confidence. So if you're interested, do apply for this event. We'll drop the registration link in our social media very soon. Okay, pass it back over to James.
All right. Sorry for the delay. Okay. Thank you, Kevin and Sean, for the wonderful presentation on what we are looking forward to. So okay, now I would like to open the floor for the Q&A section. So if you have any questions, please feel free to type in the comment section and we will answer it. So let me have all the lead here. Okay. So let me go through the comment section. All right. So yeah, the question. Until now, are there any events or collaboration that involve GDSC members from another country? All right, interesting questions. Who want to be the first to answer it?
I think no, at least for GDSC we haven't involved GDSC members from other country.
Mm-hmm. As for GDSC UTP, same as GDSC, and we don't have collaboration with the GDSC members from another country yet, but we do receive like some of the questions from GDSC in other countries, like one of my past event, the auto code. Actually, coding competitions, lah. So we receive, if not mistaken, some of the questions from another university, lah, like whether we can collaborate or whether they can join our events in another way, lah. Yeah.
Yeah, just to add on to T and James, because we have quite a few like networking events with other GDSCs around the world and their leads, right? So we actually have conversations about our events sometimes, like what each other are doing. Maybe we update. Personally, for me, I update a few others in that I know outside the country about what they are doing. Then we just exchange ideas like that. But don't think there are many events in GDSC Malaysia at least, where it's a direct collaboration between two GDSCs in two different countries. But it may be something to explore for some of you guys in the future. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We do have networking events, like we just get into the room, and then we just like found any topic to talk with each other. Yeah, that's really fun. All right. Any add-on from another leads about these questions?
Yeah, I think I can add on a bit. So in terms of direct collaborations, I think in GDSC Malaysia, I don't think don't have lah. But we do have networking section as what James mentioned just now, that we have the chance to interact with another GDSC member from other countries. In fact, I have connected some of them in LinkedIn, so somehow know how's their events and how's their situation in different countries. So for example, like Singapore, they have also done a lot of event hackathon, competitive programming, and India, like India is the biggest community that I ever see. Like there's a bunch of lists that's all GDSC for India, and you will see how impressive that event was looks like. Yeah, and maybe this is one of the topic for the next GDSC lead, lah. Like for them have more event that involve another countries. At least for us, we don't have much chance to have this kind of collaboration, lah.
Exactly. All right. So if no other add-on, we go into the next questions. Let me search. All right. Another interesting question from Intan. So, are Google technologies are more to AI and ML elements? Because I realized most of the GDSC chapters have that patterns. I believe she's talking about the event that we did lah. Anyone want to answer to this first?
I think I can take first. So I will, for the first question, I would say no, it's definitely not. Google technology is about everything, the web dev, mobile app, or just more than that, lah. Or even like the blockchain. Maybe you see this is because like most of us has done the ML related event, lah. I think that's one of the reasons why you are thinking that GDSC chapter have this pattern of more to ML and AI. But in fact, based on what our program manager, Janice, have told us, that now the most popular technology Google technology is Flutter. Yeah, so if you really want to say that we are more to mobile apps, are like according to the solution challenge submission, most of the submission were based on Flutter. Yeah. So to answer this in short is no, we cover everything. But I think it's because like in Malaysia, most of us interested in AI lah. I don't know how others think, but in my community, I know many one love AI and machine learning. That's why it's resulting in we have a lot of ML related event. Yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
would like to add on some
Uh-huh.
things. I agree with what Sean has said. I think AI is a trend in our community, so that is why we're having ML related events. But Google products are definitely not just about AI. And I can share a link in the comment that shares with you the popular products that Google provides. It covers like what Sean said, everything. For example, Android, Firebase, cloud, especially cloud. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Google is I can say it's a giant company. It's not just AI or ML elements. It's a lot of like we can basically say that we cannot live without Google because from Google search, from YouTube, from Google Drive, that's all Google was spent, right? And then we can have like other application for Google developers like Flutter or Google Cloud Platform, things like that lah. So the reason why we do AI and ML event is because the community is interested in that topic lah. For me, we do event that the community wants. So the community is interested in AI, we do AI events. So if the community is interested in other technology, so we will try to do that for them. Okay. So I think we can move on to the last question we have. So it's from Wei En. Can you elaborate on the training given to the leads? Trainings. Okay.
Uh,
Anyone want to? Okay, go
I
ahead.
take the question.
Mhm.
So there are multiple training for leads. So there are a whole like a lead exclusive platform. It's mostly contain like a Google product and with the slides and everything for conducting an event. Also, occasionally we'll get invited to like some training. For instance, both hard skills and soft skills training. So for instance, the latest one, I think the Explore ML. So maybe that's also answers the previous questions of why we do the ML sort of events is we also receive training for Explore ML by Google. So yeah, that's mostly like the two trainings form, the platform and the invitation for event.
Yep, exactly. So for this training, I will talk more in our next events, like how to improve your technical skills. So in short, is Google give the training as well as the support to us in terms of soft skills and hard skills. So yeah, I would say stay tuned for our next event. All right. Another question from Intan. So let's say I were to be elected as GDSC lead. So what is next? I only know that they need to determine the goals. All right. This is very interesting. So anyone?
Yeah, I can take first. Like
Mhm.
I, because she is one of my chapters. Yeah, so I can answer this on behalf of everyone. So what's next? Yes, that's what you said. Determine your goals and also find your team members. That is the most important part. You can't do this all alone. You need to have someone who can accompany you to all achieve all the things that you want to achieve. Let's say if you want to, okay, let's say you want to organize a hackathon. So you need members who know technical who know event planning, who know finance, and even you need to find some good, I would say, the media partner to help you to blast your event. So there's many things to do. So to start off, find your core team members and also brainstorm with them. What can you do next? If you don't have idea, don't worry. It's like related what the previous question. During the training, it will inspire you a lot. Let's say you want to do a cloud study jam, you want to do Flutter study jam, you want to do Android study jam. So there's a lot of goal for you. But to start everything off, you need to have a core team member. That's the most important part. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Anyone want to add on this?
Yeah, I would like to add on, like, if you are selected as a lead, then you should have a good relation with the university professors and the faculty. I think that's the most important thing when you are selected as a lead. And being a good relation with the university helps you throughout the entire year to, host events and all of the workshops. So yeah, that's the thing, main next thing, other than have the core team members, I think.
Yep. Yep, I agree. Like every university is different. I don't know how it is done in USM, but in my university, we have to find advisors from the faculty members, and also we can have the help from our university department to to get the fund. So yeah, I think it's all about connection of you with the universities, because in fact they can help you a lot lah, like to find the people, to find the money, I would say. Yeah, it's very direct, but that's true. Okay. All right. If no other add-on, I think we can move into our last agenda. Yeah. Okay. This marks the end of the GDSC Lead application info section by GDSC Malaysia. I would like to thank the organizers involved. We have Vanessa, Ziyi, Sean, Kelvin, and Teaser for the time and commitment to make this info section a successful event. Also, we would like to thank all the participants here tonight for your time. Hope you all have gained some knowledge about the lead application and enjoy the section tonight. Again, I would like to remind that we will have another section next week, also on Saturday. The topic will be about acing the GDSC Lead application, as well as GDSC community and team building. So it's really interesting, isn't it? So do follow us, GDSC Malaysia, and on our Facebook and Instagram account to keep updated about the upcoming events. There's one last question. I think we can do one last question before we say goodbye. Wait. Let us go through our one last question. Sorry, I didn't notice that just now. So one last question is from Fry Mystery. How many people apply for this position? Is it very competitive? Well, interesting. Anyone? I think everyone is smiling right now.
I can take this question, but feel free to add on. I would say like it depends on your chapter. For example, maybe like chapters that are bigger, for example, UM's chapter is quite big. It's been there for a few years. Maybe it's quite more competitive compared to other chapters, maybe because for my chapter it was quite small. Last year there were only countable like less than 5 people who applied for GDSC Malaysia. Yeah, but across the whole region in Malaysia, it's I would say it is quite competitive. You would see a lot of people post the videos online. You could actually search online now, like GDSC Lead application video, and you would see the videos there already, and you can actually refer to them if you want. Yeah, so I would say it depends on your university. Anybody else would like to add on?
I think I can add on something. You might be asking this question because you are worried if it is competitive, then you might stand a lower chance of securing the position, right? If so, then I would recommend you to talk to your lead and get a nomination code because one chapter can only have 3 nominees. So if you are one of the nominees, then you stand a pretty big chance to get a position. Yeah.
Yep, sure. Like, to be honest, my university, we have the tradition that we only nominate one people or two people. So, like for them to become the lead first, before that we will interview them lah, and then we give the nomination code. But like Vanessa said just now, is depend on your universities. If you already have a chapter in university, then you can talk to the lead lah, because every lead have a very different way to nominate people or even to choose the candidate. So yeah, very good questions. Okay, thank you for the last questions. So again, thank you everyone for your time tonight, and till our next event. See you and have a good weekend. Thank you everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye. Good night.